a little bit about myself. I'm going to tell you about this business and about this brand. And if you are a guest here tonight, what I want you to know is that whoever invited you thinks highly of you. You do not invite people to hear about becoming your business partner if you don't think highly of them. Okay, think about that for a minute. You know, we all start our business, we think, oh, my best friend, and oh, my mom. Moms are here, we love moms. Oh, my family, my cousins, my best friends. But what you really do when you start this business is you think about who are the smartest, most successful people you know that you want as business partners in your multi-million-dollar business. So we'll circle back around to that. But so here's my deal. I am very proud to say that my 23-year-old son is my business partner, along with so many of you here. That's my pride and joy of life. My career background is the music business. I've built 2 multi-million-dollar businesses. Very proud of that. Loved it. Had more fun than the law should allow. Didn't even realize when I started my Arbonne business, I hadn't really thought about the fact that music was becoming free and was going to totally mess with my annuities and my retirement plan. So it really worked out. But I've been in the music business 30 years. I'm happily newly divorced. I've been told that's how you say it. Everybody doesn't go, oh, I'm sorry. No, don't be sorry. I'm happily newly divorced. Very happy. Listen, when your son says to you, Mom, you know, I'd understand if you left Dad. I mean, that's your cue. Really? Okay, great. It's kind of true. All right, so I'm from New York. We have so many people here that are from New Rochelle. I grew up in New Rochelle, but moved away in the late, I won't tell you when, then. And I went to school, then I went to I came back to New York City, and then went to California for 25 years. And now I live in Virginia, outside of Washington, D.C., and that's my history. Okay, so how did I get in this business? Everyone's telling their story, and the reason why we tell our stories is because there's such diverse backgrounds of people. Everyone from doctors to lawyers to house cleaners to teachers to celebrities. I mean, you name it. It doesn't matter. If this business is a fit for you, you can build a business. So when this was brought to me originally, I looked at this person like she had 2 heads growing on that shoulder of hers, and said, what are you talking about? I am really not interested. I was very nice, but I had no interest whatsoever in whatever this was. I had a very antiquated understanding about what network marketing meant in the world, and not that there is anything wrong with some of the multi-level marketing companies that we're more familiar with, like the Avons and the Mary Kay and the Pampered Chef, which Warren Buffett owns. I don't know if anybody here is a guest who is unaware that Warren Buffett owns 5 network marketing companies. Calls it one of the best investments he's ever made, among other fabulous, brilliant minds that think the world of multi-level marketing. But it wasn't a fit for me. It wasn't something that was ever going to be a fit for me. I wasn't a party. If I was going to have a party, you were going to come to my house and party. You weren't going to come to my house and try products. I was not. I wasn't a party person. I wasn't going to be schlepping pink boxes in the trunk of my car. It just wasn't ever going to be for me. And so I had this very old-fashioned understanding about what it was. So I said, no, thank you. A year later, I get a phone call from my friend Sue, who had also said, no, thank you. And she said to me, this is what she said. She said, we're doing this. I said, what are we doing? She said, we're doing this Arbonne thing. I said, fine. What does that mean? She said, I don't know. And she said, talk to Aldis, who brought Amy into this business. So the reason why I said okay was for 2 reasons. One, because Sue is a very successful entrepreneurial businesswoman who I respect in business. And number 2, I trust her as a human. And she also had said no with me originally. So I thought if she decided to do it, she's also really persistent. So it was probably better just to say yes anyway. So I said, okay, you two, it's going to be my mission to make you two smile. Uh-oh, I got one. Okay. All right, so I love this business and I love what I do. So if I get silly, forgive me. I also have really bad ADD, so beware.
That's why we have the slides.
That's why we have the slides. Okay, right, exactly. So I said, well, Lise, what do I do? She said, do this, this, and this, and then call me. So I did this, this, and this, and I never called her. And 4 months later, my friend Sue, there's a Mercedes-Benz that's involved. You know the pink Cadillac with Mary Kay, for those of you who are guests? Arbonne has a white Mercedes-Benz program. So Sue's trading her silver Mercedes in for her white Mercedes. And I said, what's up with that? Why are you getting your car and I'm not getting mine? And she said, because you're complicating things. I said, what do you mean? She said, look, if you want what they have, do what they do. And I said, well, what am I doing wrong? And she said, everything. And I was. Because this is different than any other business. And when you're done here tonight, you'll understand what I mean by that. But in the meantime, I said, okay, fine. At that point, I was going to quit my Arbonne business, and I was going to be one of those people that said, oh, that Arbonne thing didn't work. Or I was going to follow a system and let her help me and be coachable and do what I was supposed to do. And 4 months later, I was a VP. So that worked out okay, and I'm so grateful I didn't quit my business. And that's my beginnings of Arbonne. So now I'm going to explain to you what this company is, what it stands for, why network marketing is booming, why the multi-level marketing business is so brilliant for professional people or people with really busy lives. And you can consider, if you're a guest, if this is something that is what you need in your life now. So here we go. Now I want you to know I never use the slides. So I might have to cancel the slides. Okay, Jill's like, no, I love my slides. Okay. What do we say on this slide? Okay, everybody's a consultant. Okay. I'm so sorry. And you see, I ordered that, but I'm not having any of that because I can swim in that drink. That is the biggest portion I've ever seen in my life. Okay, so I just want you to see this, just so you know. These are all Arbonne consultants. We don't ever hire anybody outside for our photo shoots and our catalogs, because this is what Arbonne consultants look like. Happy, go lucky people. And beautiful and good looking as well. So next slide, right? Okay, I'm just gonna use it as a guide. Okay, so Arbonne is a 35-year-old company that was created by this wonderful entrepreneurial botanist named Peter Moore. He had a vision. He had two visions, actually. One vision was to bring vegan, pure, safe, beneficial. You hear that, pure, safe, beneficial, because that's our mantra. Clean products, formulated without the bad, formulated with only the good. He wanted to bring these Swiss products to market at a price point where not just the wealthy could afford it. He also felt, and with all due respect to all the men in the room, he also felt that if he created more women millionaires in the world would be a better place. And I love men, and I've got a son and all that, but I do think that that's a good idea. Really good. So Peter Moore, he went to some of his buddies in Arbonne, Switzerland, hence the name of our company, and he summoned them with a task to come up with these vegan, we are cruelty-free, we do not test on animals, ever. Green, botanically based product using the finest materials he could muster, and they came up with 19 products. So now we have anywhere between 400 and 500 products, depending on the season. And holiday time, we're closer to 500 products. But they came up with 19 products, and he came to America. And he looked at launching his business. And traditional retail, we're talking 1980, before the World Wide Web, right? 1980, yeah, before the World Wide Web. Retail is how we shopped, right? But to bring those products to market at that, with those ingredients, with all the cost involved for advertising print, advertising media, endorsements. You all know Nicole Kidman doesn't use whatever she says she's using for $50 million a year. And you know that Taylor Swift is not a cover girl, right? So the endorsements, the cost of retail, the cost for people to sell the products, all those costs get extended to the consumer. So in order to bring this price point down, what Peter did right then and there is he looked at all the multi-level marketing businesses and direct sale businesses, and they all, the ones that we know, the Avons, the Mary Kay, the Cutco Knives, the Pampered Chef, they all have one thing in common. They cut out either all of the middlemen or some of the middlemen. That's what they have in common. Arbonne's business model cuts out a ton of the middlemen. And he took the best from each one of these models, and he created the business model for Arbonne, which from inception was a non-inventory based business, which is why so many of us that have these busy lives can build a business with Arbonne, because it wasn't back in those days when it was first started before the internet. They were on the phone and they were sending faxes in, but they weren't having boxes in their garage in the back of their car being delivered to their new clients that were using products. So from inception, it's been a non-inventory based business model. I feel like maybe it's time for a new slide, I'm not sure.
Oh, you're like 8 slides ahead, but that's okay.
I'm sure, but I get it all out. Okay, so products, let me tell you a little bit about the products here. So, as you said earlier, your skin is your largest organ. And what I was always told is that 65% of what you put on your skin is in your bloodstream circulating in 25 seconds. And having lived in California, in the middle of the entertainment world, where everything is about the entertainment business, and now living outside of Washington, D.C., where everything is about Capitol Hill and big businesses and all that good D.C. stuff, I can tell you I am watching this up close and personal. The FDA has no control over the personal care industry. None. There are 1,200 ingredients that are banned from skincare outside the U.S. And inside the U.S., you're gonna just, if you don't know this is gonna scare the you-know-what out of you. There are 10 ingredients that are banned in the U.S. 2 years ago, in 2013, Johnson & Johnson announced that by the year 2015, they would no longer be producing baby products with parabens in them. We're going to talk about parabens in a minute. And what that meant is that this very inexpensive preservative that's directly linked to cancer, you could buy for still 2 more years. So they can enter their warehouses. Because in 2015, they are now paraben free. Okay? So, paraben free. Did I say paraben? I said paraben. A sip does that. Unbelievable. Okay, so Arbonne's products, there's something to be so proud of. You know, you often see on packaging, dermatologist and pediatrician recommended. We are tested. We're pediatrician, ophthalmologist, dermatologist. Did I miss anything? Tested. And when we test our products, we will go test down to 0, and what that means, if there's any reaction, they go back to the testing till there's no reaction, okay? So we're formulated with the finest raw ingredients that can be harvested anywhere in the world. And if we can't get those products, we will go into back order until we can. We're vegan certified, we're never tested on animals, so if you're into animals, that's a really big deal. We are GMO free, we are gluten free, we are,
That's good, I just moved it so you can sit. New slide.
Oh, new slide. Yeah. Okay. So we're gluten free. You can see all that. I'm just going to talk about it. Okay. I'm going to talk about parabens and phthalates for a minute because I think it's really important. Because I, as an educated human being, had no idea. I figured if I was buying the most expensive products, I was probably golden, and I was. I was buying the most expensive products. I love when I see people in the audience going, "Noob," because you're smarter than I was. I didn't. Anybody here is a guest who's not ingredient reader on your labels, if you go home tonight, you look around your bathroom, odds are pretty good you're going to see the word paraben. It's going to be in the form of butylparaben, methylparaben, propylparaben. You're going to see that word, and what I want you then to do is just make sure that I'm telling you the truth. I want you to Google it, because parabens are directly linked to cancer. I'm not saying they cause cancer. I don't need to say they cause cancer. Anything that's directly linked to cancer, if I have a choice, why would I want to put that on myself and my family, right? So parabens are a very inexpensive preservative. And if you can avoid them, which you can, and the public is becoming a little bit more demanding, you're going to begin to see on TV, formulated without parabens, paraben free. Because we as a consuming group are saying enough of that. But it's not because the FDA has the power over the personal care industry. They simply don't. Now, phthalate, you know, you should probably speak to this because you probably will sound far more intelligent than I do. Would you please talk to the phthalate?
Sure.
Yeah, talk to the phthalate. This is a really bad one. This is really bad, and it's hard to find.
Yeah, so the 2 common things between parabens and phthalates. Phthalates, they're usually not even on your label. You won't see that word. You'll see the word fragrance, perfume. It's the fragrance usually in the product. It's a neurotoxic chemical. It's a synthetic man-made chemical, so we're a paraben. The thing that keep these two things together is they come from the plastic family, like the BPA family. You know how you're not supposed to keep water bottles in your hot car and it leaches the BPA and then you're gonna drink it and all that. So they come from the same family. And what plastics do in our body is they mimic estrogen. So they send off false estrogen receptors, basically. And what your liver can't process and what, you know, continues to float around your blood. Part of what happens is your fat is super smart. And what are fat-soluble chemicals like these? They get sucked up by your fat cells. And that's also when you're cleansing or weight loss, they also get re-released and then you have to deal with them. But what can't be dealt with through all the elimination organs in your body, the estrogen receptors, the brain goes, okay, well, I guess they're related to, you know, breast and prostate, basically, reproductive organs. And that's why paraben molecules are found intact inside breast cancer tumors, and phthalates are another very close second to floating around in those organs. So that's basically it. So
one of the things that I always add to that in my layman terms is they are known, and there's tons of studies on phthalates, and they are known to cause premature puberty in little girls. They're known to cause feminization in little boys. There's all kind of testicular deformation in villages that have had a lot of poisons in their towns and their water table. So perfume, when you see fragrance, it doesn't always mean that there are phthalates in there. It could, like, you'll see fragrance on our labels, but that means lemon, kiwi, strawberry, mango. Those are our fragrances. They're derived from natural resources. When you open, you know, half the things you open in department stores or in the CVS, and you smell something, if it doesn't really smell like green apple, odds are pretty good it's not green apple, okay? So you want to become your own health advocate. No matter what else you take away from this evening tonight, you want to be aware of what you're doing and what you're putting on your body, okay?
Mineral oil.
Oh, mineral oil. Okay, all right, so mineral oil. Most every product that's on the shelves that's a body lotion has its second ingredient is mineral oil. Now, mineral oil is a derivative of petroleum, and it is a very, very inexpensive, the last of the bundle of the petroleum, and it glides on and it slides on, and you think you're moisturizing yourself, and you're not. What you're doing is you're clogging your largest organ, your skin, because those molecules are too large to be absorbed. So instead of actually taking in any of these incredible ingredients that do all this wonderful stuff for your body, you're clogging, getting anything in, and you're also clogging your detoxin, your detox skin. You know what I mean? Okay, 2 cents, right? Just kidding. I'm just kidding. So you want to stay away from anything with mineral oil. I had a pedicure the other day, and I was so and I didn't bring. I normally bring my own cream with me, but I wasn't home, and I was sliding in my flip flops from the oil they used on me. I was shining. I went home and I washed everything off. It was just so. Just be aware. Start reading your labels with regards to products. Okay, so this is our scientific advisory board. I don't really think I need to say much more. We've got some of the most brilliant people that lead University of California, the chair of the dermatology department. We've got the Mayo Clinic. We've got this woman here is a doctor. She's also a national vice president with Arbonne. You can read all these. It's just, you know, the credibility, the woman who runs, do we have a case slide?
No.
Okay, so this is the advisory board. The company is run by a woman that ran the #1 division for Procter & Gamble for 23 years, which was the women's health division. And when she retired from there, she went to McDonald's. She was there during the Super Size Me debacle. Does anybody remember that? Okay, well, if anyone ever had any stock at that time, you really remember that because the stock went into the toilet. She introduced the Healthy Meal platform, and she took McDonald's back to where it belonged, and the stock went through the roof. She then retired from McDonald's, and she came out of retirement to take us global. And since Kay has been here, we have been in 20% growth in the US and 30% growth in the other countries that we're in, which I'll talk about in a minute. Which, in the economy that we've been in, think about that. That's pretty significant numbers. So she's leading the company. Okay, so these are our products. This is very hard for me to do. I just want you to know this is the ADD thing. Okay, skincare for everybody. Our anti-aging line was formulated by, anyone know La Prairie? Okay, so La Prairie is the most expensive department store skincare line that you can get, or certainly one of them, and maybe a few more on the marketplace since I've gone into Arbonne, and I don't know, since I've gone inside. But the same chemist that formulated La Prairie formulated our anti-aging line. The difference is our anti-aging line was formulated without parabens and phthalates, and La Prairie still has its parabens and phthalates in it. So when we came onto the scene with our anti-aging, we were at the forefront of anti-aging, and it took Arbonne from a $25 million company to a $500 million company. And that was 8 years ago, and we keep growing. So it's a beautiful statistic. So our anti-aging line's incredible. This is for men and women. We have a men's line specific. Our Calm line is for super sensitive skin, 80% food grade. I mean, you can always eat it if you were starving and lost on an island. This is what we call crap for our face. This is an extraordinary product. This is the full-on botanical version of a retin-A that doesn't cause you to get red, that doesn't cause you to peel, but gives you the same impact. And what we do with this is every night we use our Genius pads, and in the morning what's happened is, you know, your epidermis is really just there to protect the dermis and the next layer. If there's any scientists in the building, I'll say it wrong. What's it? Yeah, that one. That big fabulous layer down there where all the good stuff happens, where the cells get regenerated and where the collagen is produced and all that. So what you really want to do, because honestly, I mean, you think about, we all do all these great things for ourselves, but there's air and there's water, and we don't have a lot of control over the air and the water. And it's not always so beautiful out there. So this skin layer is really there to protect what's going on underneath. So when we use these Genius pads, what happens is it dissolves. I'm very intimidated with her. Anyway, the way I say it is it basically eats up the dead skin. And in the morning, when you do a gentle scrub, it wipes it all away. And it's remarkable. That's why we call it crap for the face. So we love our Genius line, which is incredible. Our sun line, our suntan lotion has none of the offenders that all the suntan lotions have on the retail block. We use pure mineral blockage, and that is so rare. That is such a big bragging point, especially for little babies. Little babies are putting all kinds of terrible stuff on their skin, so that's incredible. Our makeup is formulated without parabens, without lead in the lipstick. You know, these are any things I thought about. Who even thinks about lead in their lipstick? Lead in your lipstick, and I heard a statistic today that was daunting, that by the time a woman is old, let's go old, not dead, old.
How do you define old, please?
80.
112. Okay. Older, something like, well, they will eat 7 pounds of lipstick. Right? Just from having it on their lips. So lead is in all your lipstick, unless you're found somebody who's making it in their backyard, or maybe there's, you know, a small place you can order it online up in Vermont where, you know, everybody's still hippies. But no lead, no parabens in our cosmetic. Our C-Source line is unbelievable. It detoxes your body. It's just basically the bottom line. It detoxes your body. It pulls out all the poisons. I use the Rescue Wash instead of soap. If anybody here is using bar soap, don't use bar soap. Bar soap is really, really bad. Does anyone know what tallow is, who's not an Arbonne consultant? Should I explain what tallow is? Okay, so tallow is really disgusting. Tallow is, you ever think about where all these animals go when they pick them up off the side of the road and they're euthanized? And you ever think about where the fat from your fast food restaurants go when they're done frying all those yummy fries? Well, they go to a rendering plant. And in a rendering plant, everything gets put into this gigantic pot and it gets boiled. And the scum that comes to the top is scooped off. Did I gross you out? This is where people start to got a piece. Is she okay? It wasn't the tallow?
It was not the tallow.
Okay. So you scoop the scum off the top. And guess who buys it? Soap and cosmetic companies. So, and guess what? The FDA allows it to be called a natural ingredient. Even though those animals that may be in that big old vat may have been eating those fields covered in pesticides, or may have been, you get the picture. I don't need to go. Just look at it this way. If you ever took a bath and there was a really gross ring, you're not that gross. It's the tallow. It's the animal fat.
Ew.
That's connecting to the little teeny bit of dirt that maybe come off of you, but that's what makes that disgusting ring. So you don't want to use bar soap. So we have a bunch of body washes. This is my favorite. I love it. It's like walking into the Four Seasons spa. It's incredible, the fragrances. And then we have hair. And then I save nutrition for last because our nutrition is so superior to anything in the marketplace. We have so many leaders in the nutritional space supporting what we're doing here. It's incredible. I can't talk technologically about it. You might be able to, and a lot of sport people in our business can talk about it. All I can tell you is that it's GMO free, it's whey free, it's soy free, it's vegan. It is formulated with pea protein, which is the best protein you can possibly harvest, and it's awesome. So they're the products. Did it? Okay. She's an Arbonne consultant too. Pretty cute, right?
You pretty much went over it.
I did. Okay, good. Okay. Okay. Okay, this is a good one. Okay, so basically, here's the deal with what's going on in this business. We stop buying retail and paying other people's salaries. We start buying Arbonne from ourselves and getting paid for doing so and using a far superior product for less. And we teach people how to do the same. We teach two different things. When you become an Arbonne consultant, you are educating the world on some of the things we just talked about. And then the other thing you're going to do is you're going to teach people how to build digital global franchises. And that's the part that I really love. I love the digital global franchise part of this. I couldn't do this business if the products weren't awesome, because I don't want to sell. Hi guys, come on in. I don't want to sell anybody anything. I would rather buy it for you than sell it to you. I am not good at that, but I love educating people and letting them know that there are other